Hey, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I wanted to sit with you mamas and talk about homeschool bridging. What is that? Is that a foreign term? How am I using it? If you'd like to hear more, then let's get started. Hey you, did you hit that play button for the very first time? Well, welcome to the channel. I'm Tasha. This is Tasha Pivots, where we talk about all things mamahood and homeschool and how I'm pivoting through this journey. And I am so grateful that you chose to hang out with me today. To all of you, each and every time, I am just so humbled. So thank you. All right, so homeschool bridging. Some of you may be like, that's a foreign term, or that is something you've heard before. And I just think it's something that would be more kind of like part of the homeschool realm, in the sense of our children are very versatile. And when they're given an opportunity to fully expand their brains and how they learn and grow at the pace that they learn and grow, we're forever, in a sense, bridging, right? So, for instance, like my daughter, who is entering into third grade, and she is at a fourth, almost fifth grade reading level, so she's already bridging. And then you've got her maybe going really into a second to third grade in her math, and then in science and everything, she's right where she's supposed to be. So with homeschool bridging, really, a lot of people do it in the traditional sense of preparing their children during the summer for the next grade. And that's kind of what we're doing. I'm taking only 3 weeks off for our summer vacation, and we're entering into a new journey of year-round school this year. We are wrapping up our second year of homeschool in 1 week. And I am so excited for my girls, as we have really been, doing it. So with all that said, I want to show you guys some tools and things that I'm using to prepare my youngest to enter into a full school year of preschool, and for my oldest, who is going to be bridging from second to third grade. And so if you'd like to really dive in with me, then let's get into it. All right. So the first thing I'm going to start with my youngest. I have a few things for her. Now, how do I know she's ready for preschool? Honestly, it's because of her engagement. She's like a sponge right now. She is really finding her independence and wanting to be a part of things, have a workbook, have her own pencil, learning to want to use the pencil, wanting to take all the things that her vocabulary and her speech is really coming in. And I'm like, okay, so you're ready to go, girl. All right, let's go. And with that, I've picked up a few things that I thought would be really cool. And first is these 2 books that I want to show you guys that she has been already entering into. This one is my very first things that go dot to dot. It has over 50 different puzzles in it, and it teaches them tracing, using their hand. Most children, when they're first learning to even pick up anything or grip anything, they hold it with their full fist. And then you've got some who will kind of still be drawing. They'll use their wrist, but they're still using their full fist. Well, this is now preparing them to kind of hold their pencil the right way, still getting used to moving that wrist in different directions, because then there's motor skills happening. And so with that, my daughter is definitely ready for those types of things. And so I really love this book. So as you can see here on the first page, it tells you how many you're counting as far as dots. And then it shows the diagram and the following of numbers. And then at the bottom, they give you this little area where you can trace the sight word of that picture. And I thought that is really, really fundamental, because they're kind of getting 3 different categories being covered all at the same time. And so I really liked the way this was built out, and that it is simple, but it also progresses. So it's not like, okay, she's doing the same thing every single time. No, every picture is different and telling a different story. It is giving you a different word, and then it's giving you a different count of a number. So I'm going to just give you a little bit more of a close-up there. And so I love this because it allows me to really see her do all that. We can also talk about the colors in the picture. We can talk about the shapes in the picture. We could really build it out. So this is one of those really great ones that I found. Another one, now this one you guys have probably seen on my Instagram if you follow me over there. On my stories, I had a couple of moms reach out, ask me to send them some photographs of this book, but I really enjoyed it for multiple reasons. One is I love the fact that it says get ready for preschool, and it's got logic, observation, coloring, games, numbers, shapes, and colors. So it's covering a plethora of things. Excuse that. Okay, so it's got 150 activities, and you can do a wipe off, wipe on thing. So let me show you guys the inside. First, on the first flap, you're going to see the full alphabet. Now this, you could literally take a dry erase marker, or your child can fully trace the letters, and then you can wipe it off and they can do it again. So I love that. Also, now on this side, I really love that it is just little tear sheets. So if you are the mama that loves to do a quick, you want to prep this for your summer or even entering into your first part of preschool, you could laminate all of these and have them ready to go, or you can use a slip cover, which is what I do. I have a little slip that already is ready. She can take her sheet, put it in there, use a little marker, we wipe it off, we start again, and I keep all the sheets in a folder that she's already torn off. And so again, this is covering, like here on this section, you've got the letter Q. They have practice writing words that start with the letter Q, and then they have a little activity picture on the bottom, and where they have to circle all the Q's, because then it's doing that motor skill that I was just sharing with you guys. I also love that, again, it is front and back. So they're getting something on both sides of each sheet of the paper, and they're covering so many different categories. So I love this. And even in the back, like I showed you guys in the front, it had the alphabet. Well, you know, they didn't forget you. They got the numbers on the bottom and the back part too. So this has been really cool, and I really like doing this, and this is what she's going to be using to bridge into preschool. I'll have all those things linked down in the description below as usual. And so now let's get into my second going into third grader. She doesn't have as much because Zoe had a very heavy year as far as curriculum goes. I really packed her in, and I'll talk about all the things as we wrap up the rest of the school year. You guys will see a video of me sharing my reflections as well as things that we learned and grow through. So look forward to that. But with that, I knew that for the summer, I wanted to kind of like let her brain download a little bit. Now, my children are not going to be completely just vegetating and doing whatever for the rest of their time off, simply because I have children who are like ping pong balls that are bouncing off walls if they don't have some sort of structure. They get bored easily, or they start looking and they go from literally one thing and they bounce over and they're on another. And then they bounce and they bounce and they bounce, and then they're left and their brain is just going rapid. So knowing that about my children, I like to kind of make sure that we're really having some fundamental time. We'll still do our summer reading, and they still have some fun activities planned for them, like going to Vacation Bible School for the week, and Zoe has piano. So like she still has some things that kind of feel like a little bit normal to her rhythm. But I thought it would be really great to get her a summer bridging book that would allow her to, one, find some refreshment and review, as well as a little bit of challenge. And so I found this awesome book. It's called Summer Bridge Activities, and it's 15 minutes a day, which I thought was really cool. It's a nice chunk of a workbook, and it's split up into all different areas and categories that you've covered over the span of writing, reading, math, social studies, science, fitness, and writing. And so I thought this is going to be really great for Zoe as she's bridging into the next grade. As you can see on this example, there is some telling of time practice here. And then on the bottom, they have you doing a little bit of, I want to say, vocabulary practice. And so I like how they did this. So for each day, because it's sectioned by day, you are giving your child two types of activities on each section. So here, obviously, it's kind of like a math timed thing, and then you've got your vocabulary, and it keeps going just like that. So you'll have a day where you're doing fractions and language arts. And so it allows their brain to like activate both sides of their brain. And so I really like that some of these, of course, are going to be more of what they're expecting you to be prepared for third grade, but it's not so mundane where you feel overwhelmed, or if you have a child like mine that will automatically think that they don't know anything or they're not doing well based on the performance of them not knowing it, and just having to reassure them like, no, this is just here as kind of an assessment and a refresh, and whatever we don't know, then now we know what we're going to work on. And so I think that this is going to be great. We're not going to try to complete this entire book before we start third grade, but I think we're definitely going to utilize it quite a bit each day, taking that 15 minutes a day to practice and to recognize what are we bridging into, what is something that maybe we need a little bit more time on, and what are we already like soaring through, and it's just like, hey, we got this. I think this is a great alternative if you've got a child that you don't want to have to do test taking with, but you want to just see where they're at, and you want to see that it's away from what they've already been doing in their consistency of their curriculums, but just wanting to make sure that they're prepared. I think that the one thing that was the most dysfunctional thing I can remember being in public school was that you'd have summer off, you have nothing, you don't remember anything, and you don't remember anything from the year before, and then like the first half of your whole school year, you're just in complete review. And so with this, it kind of stops that. With this bridge, it allows us to really feel like we're there and we can be prepared for that. All right, guys, so those are my bridging activities that we'll be doing with my girls. Just simple workbooks, nothing too heavy, very simple and fun, but just challenging and getting them prepared. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you're doing any type of bridging activities, prepare your children for the upcoming school year, put those down in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a warm thumbs up. Hit that red subscribe button if you haven't already. And until next time, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.